All right. And welcome everybody to episode 43 of Shadow City Mysteries House of Skye. Shadow City Mysteries House of Skye is our campaign set in the Shadow City Mysteries role-playing game, 5th edition, compatible Clockwork Noir setting from Playworn Studios. It's set in the sprawling Shadow City of Soreta. And this campaign follows the last surviving members of the once great House of Skye as they investigate family secrets, deadly conspiracies, and a curse that may reach back generations. Now, let's meet our players this evening. First up, we'll go with Winston.
I wonder why. Hi, I'm Winston. I'll be playing Peryn and Raven, a mind speaker mystic of the Church of Astra. And right now he has questions that the gods aren't willing to answer.
We'll check back in with Mandy. Mandy's having some technical difficulties, and the rest of our cast is on it's the summertime, so they're on holidays or enjoying the summer. So they will not be joining us this evening. Behind the scenes, though, we like to thank game design and writing Stephen Chaney and Brandon Stoddard, tarot design and additional writing Rabbit Stoddard, character art Adam Schubert, tarot art Luana Zara. UI and graphic art, Flora Ciortino of the Wanderer's Tome. Speaking of tarot art, on our Instagram this month, we are showing off all of the tarot art for our upcoming tarot deck set in the Shadow City Mysteries world. So go check out our Instagram at Play on Words Studios. It's just Play on Words Studios. No, it's Play on Words Studios. I'm sure there's probably a link somewhere in places where you're checking it out. If you're tuning in, there's Mandy. Look, but I'll just keep going. With this part, if you're tuning in for that sweet chest from Idle Champions, who provides us a reward for our community every week, this week's code, if you put exclamation part code, it should also be pinned in the chat, is dots8 thud, or right down here at the bottom. Look at that sweet Electrum chest for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. You can get yourself that dots8 thud. And it does expire right before the episode next week, in which we provide you a new Electrum chest. So get yourself that sweet chest now. All right. It is Sunday morning, if I'm not mistaken, for the family. Everyone seems very busy. Raven is disappearing in and out of the shadows right now. So we were going to see what Peryn and Raven may be up to. I believe they had some plans that were kind of similar. So Peryn, what was it you were thinking of doing Sunday morning?
Well, Peryn's got questions about, in light of what we found out about the Seekers and the Unturning, and he's got a couple questions about that. He eventually does want to go to the church and ask them, but right now I think he probably wants to check with somebody outside of his regular purview. So he may start asking questions with people like Esten, or possibly even Elys Sky, or I'm saying Elys Sky, Elys Swift from the Curiosity Shop.
She might be a Skye. You never know. So Elys Swift, though,
he gets around. So there's no
yeah, it's yeah. But Mandy, Raven, Mandy, but you're Mandy and you're playing Raven, and we didn't get to do your intro, so maybe yay! So there's that. But what would Raven be up to this fine Sunday morning?
Yeah, my plan was to visit some cult contacts, see if I could figure out anything about either and or the Unturning and any of the fire keepers, if we can get a lead on who they are or how to find them.
Sure.
And then last but not least, that book that Ferunk's been looking for, see if there's any possible leads on
the
that.
Apocrypha of Khellos. Yes. So the best, honestly, one, because it makes it easier for me, and two, also because really, I mean, you have some contacts, but Elys Swift is still your best contact for at least initiating further conversations. So as far as the cult goes, she's your main contact for culty things. So until you establish some better contacts.
Right. I guess my question with that though is, would I go to her in front of the father?
I don't think you haven't had any issues. Like she's been very open.
Yeah.
You've made to the curiosity shop. She's been quite open and everything there. So
Right. But I
and-
mean, I've tried not to throw that I'm in the cult in his face.
and honestly, Peryn would probably say, "Oh, hey," he'd probably let you know, "Oh, hey, I'm planning on going to the curiosity shop to talk to Miss Swift about some things regarding what we found." And
yeah, I don't
probably
think
be surprised
necessarily.
about that, but
Yeah, I don't think necessarily going to the curiosity shop to talk to Elys Swift necessarily gives away that you're a
Okay.
member of the cult. I mean, I would say the coins that she gave you blatantly in front of everybody and everything else would be the things that gave away the fact that you were in a cult. But I mean, you know, aside from that, you know, I mean, if you,
I just don't want to get smote. That's all.
I'm not the smoter, okay?
yeah, that's
I
not-
know the smoters. I rode here with the smoters. I'm not the smoter.
Yeah, there's no smoking. Not with Peryn. But yeah, it seems okay here. I don't think you're gonna give anything away on that part. And again, all your interactions with Elys Swift previously have shown that she's not really that concerned with the church,
No.
for reasons like so. So you'll go there first, and then perhaps this afternoon have a little chat with Esten if things don't get you any other leads. Which that's called foreshadowing. What I just did there. So
Are you telling us there's no leads to be had?
I'm saying there's no leads that will be had that will lead into the afternoon, is what I'm saying. That is the part that, well, maybe, who knows? We'll see. We'll see what you find in the shadows. So you all did you take the Hansmobile? Everyone else seems preoccupied this Sunday morning. Not with the father's sermon or anybody else's sermon. They all just seem to be doing other stuff on a Sunday. But just as a note, Sundays aren't necessarily the day of worship for the Church of Astra. It varies, and also keep in mind that the church operates less like a lot of real world modern religions and more like Roman temples, right? Like where like you worship a particular god or you give tribute to that god for whatever reasons. And there's lots of things because there are, again, it's a polytheistic religion with loose connections between the gods. It's still not 100% sure with how they all relate to each other. And then there of course is the cult's one dark goddess that again once existed within this world, and venerated by certain people, still somewhat worshipped by some people. So you hop into the Hansmobile. Hans takes you to the last known location that you have for the curiosity shop. How about everybody give me a perception check?
All right.
We'll see if this could just end the leads right there. Let's see how this happens.
Nobody knows it.
And 11.
Back here.
11. Yeah, that's fine.
16.
16. All right. Even on the 11, and it takes Peryn spots it first. It still takes you a good few minutes to like try to locate it. It's not exactly where you remember it last time, but after turning around and kind of reorienting yourself on the street, you do seem to see the curiosity shop. Once again, the curiosity shop is the window is full of new items on display. And looking in, you can't really see in, whether it's because of curtains, the layout of the shelves, and just the smoke that kind of tends to fill the shop it's hard to really see deep into it without entering the curiosity shop. So I assume you would like to enter the curiosity shop, or would you like to stand outside and just do some window shopping?
I think we're gonna go inside.
Yeah,
you could do some window shopping.
Just a guess, but I think we're going in.
I'm gonna let Raven go in first.
All right, act like you're stalking the Raven.
No. Just Peryn is looking over his shoulder to see if anybody's like looking, and I am, for the record, I'm wearing street clothes, obviously not church clothes.
That's fine. I mean, on a 16, just nobody. It doesn't look like anybody's like watching the shop or anything. It actually, looking around, looks like nobody notices the shop, right? Like you all have stopped in front of a building. Nobody seems to be even passing by or even aware that it's there. Odd, but whatever. So you walk in, the little bell rings, and again, just based off of this, is both of you, I think, have been there a few times. The layout's totally different as per, like, it's not the same at all. It's like they do the end cap changes of their and like layout like on a regular basis. Like they're constantly getting changes from corporate about changing out all the stock and making sure. Yeah.
Look, that's how you sell stuff. It's got to move.
Got to keep it
in one
fresh,
spot.
Right? Keep it fresh. That's right.
Yeah.
It's got to make them feel like it's new.
Yep.
So yeah. Again, you have to go pretty deep in to get to the what is that called?
The front.
No, that'd be the back. The register area. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, the register area of the shop. But yeah, that's the. How do you want to, like? Do you go back? Do you look around a little bit? Do you? What's your first impulse?
I'll look around. Just trying to.
Snoopy Snoop, look at you.
Well, yeah, there's that, but there's also me trying to act like I'm there as a customer, and trying not to look suspicious, I guess. I'm
pretty sure every time you all come in, at this point, the curiosity shopkeeper is like, "What do you want to know?" Because that's nobody buys anything. You all just show up.
Hey, I bought something last time.
That's
I did. Yeah,
you did buy. You bought the kids story. The kids story.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you did buy that book.
Is there ever been anybody else that works as part of staff here that we've seen, or is it just Swift?
Just Swift. Yeah.
Okay.
That you've seen. Raven's never seen anybody that works there, but you have seen other people there. At this point, right now, there doesn't seem to be anybody there. However, give me an perception roll again inside the shop.
Okay. That is a 9. So
13.
No,
13. Yeah, not on. Doesn't seem. It seems like there's probably the curiosity shop person is somewhere around here. But other than that, you don't pick up on anybody. I will say on the it is unnervingly, it does feel like there could be other people. Like there could be other people in the shop, and if they were moving correctly throughout the shop, you wouldn't even pick up on them, right? Like you'd have to be actively looking for somebody in the rows, because the shelves are all just a little too high, and they're all kind of angled just in a way that doesn't make it very easy to see around. It's actually not really well designed for a shopkeeper to keep an eye on their stuff, but you also get the feeling that the shopkeeper is not too concerned with people walking away with items that they're not supposed to have. So as you kind of stand by the register area, eventually Elys Swift comes out of one of the side rooms, whichever one you thought she came out of the last time. It's a different one this time, and from a different side, and just kind of greets you all. Oh, customers, excellent. Today's Sunday. Am I open on Sunday?
You are now.
We walked in, so I would guess.
How can I help you all? Are you your grand cousin, is it? I think, was inquiring recently about some folks that I said Seekers of the Flame, that I had not really heard of, but I do have a little bit more information about them. Is there anything? Are you seeking the same? Did he send you the to follow up on this, or?
He did
Actually,
not.
now that you mention it,
So he did not
yeah, we
send
would
us, but we
appreciate
would
any
like the
information that you've
information.
got on that.
That is
I
why we're
see.
here.
Oh, well, okay. Anything else in particular?
Well, I had a couple of questions about, but they were more of a personal nature. If that's okay. Obviously, if you don't wish to speak of it, that's fine. But I think,
Oh, I did not think you had questions. That's strange. I thought you had other questions. Interesting. I didn't think they were personal, but
well, I mean, I just out of curiosity. But I think right now, the Seekers is probably the most pressing thing. You said you had some information for us about that.
well, not in particular. I mean, the Seekers are, from what I've been able to see, is they're offshoot, or mm, a minor following in the Church of Astra that kind of popped up some time ago here, but then was eliminated, I guess is the best word, um, by certain members of the church, for their followings and beliefs. Um, it seems though, uh, they've made a reappearance in the city. From what I can tell, um, I've gotten reports that their numbers are, I would not say very large, but large enough to be a small force, in the city. The But to what end, I'm not really sure. Again, we don't have, contrary to some people's beliefs, we don't have people inside every nook and cranny of, and especially within the church. It tends to be one of those areas we don't tend to put our efforts into. So, but they have been observed. So, I guess to answer your grand cousin's question, they do exist again, and I would say they didn't come from nowhere. They're the remnants of what used to exist, I guess, at some point in time.
Yeah, we'd seen that apparently 100 or so years ago they they were here. I don't know how much in
Oh, much more recent than that.
huh. Well, I mean, yeah, they're here now.
No, no,
Um,
no. I mean, even the last time they were here was more recent, before they got snuffed out.
I thought it was like 100 years or something.
When they started,
Oh,
but
got it. Okay.
it does seem that they go. That number's correct, and the Thaja might be right. Yeah, about 30 years ago there was some numbers that were there, but the Inquisition supposedly wiped them out. But it seems that may not actually be the case.
Yeah, apparently that didn't stick.
Yeah. But yeah.
So I do have another question.
Well, that's good. Raven, what do you is there anything that I can answer for you?
So, do you know about the celestial event that's been going on recently?
Well, there are many celestial events that are constantly going on. Do you have a particular one in mind that you're thinking about?
Have you heard of the Unturning?
I have not heard. Well, I have heard that term, but I not. It's not a term that the circles that I run in use. I believe that is another church-based terminology.
So, what terminology do you use?
celestial event. We don't really have we don't give it a. It's not like Happy Day or like we don't. There's so many celestial events that go on. We don't attribute names necessarily to all of them. This one is a significant one, I guess, if it's related to what I believe it is, which would mean that it's one where the celestial beings and the bodies that are connected to them are under heavy influence, and things can change based off of that influence.
What kind of things?
What kind of things? Well,
Can change.
People's connections to the gods. It makes things easier in some aspects to both create vessels for the gods. Well, sorry, the vessels are already created to bond vessels to the gods or unbind them. It is both.
So vessels can be unbound?
Of course. It is all just numbers and symbols and rituals and words spoken out loud. What can be made can be undone.
What happens to these individuals, these vessels that are unbound?
Oh, I have no idea. Nobody's really succeeded in doing any of this. It's all theoretical. Well, that's not true. I guess we do have stories and tales. I believe I shared some of those with you. Did I not?
You did, yes. Yeah.
Did you not read the book?
I did. It was
did you read it did you read it from cover to cover?
A couple of times actually, just to get some of the nuances of the meanings there.
I don't think you did.
I did.
I mean, I think you read. I don't think you got the nuances.
Oh well, I mean that's debatable. But
yes. But the to get back to the point on it, the yes, it could be there are tales of it working, but that was many ages ago, and it was before the time that color was removed from the world.
Have you heard about the orphans that are disappearing?
Orphans disappear all the time.
Yeah, but have you heard about it? What's going on now? I mean, there's been a pretty big number of them recently.
I mean, I've heard reports, and some of it has been also tied after again, Ignatius came and spoke with me. He mentioned the Seekers, and there are reports that tend to confer that those are people who are involved, or at least some of the people involved with the orphans being nabbed. I do read the newspaper occasionally when it gets delivered. Actually, getting the paper delivered is really kind of, it's hit or miss, and I don't even know why I pay for the subscription. But
they probably have trouble finding your address.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to find.
It's what we pay them for to do. It's not, again, it's neither here nor there. Regarding the yes. Now, do keep in mind that just because some people do find, just because one group is primarily responsible for something does not mean that there are not others that may be taking advantage of a situation and using it. So try not to lop everything into one container or basket, as they say, I guess. Yes.
Have you heard of anybody else possibly?
Oh no, but if I was observing such a thing and I had other
motives,
nefarious purposes in mind, I would take advantage of such a situation.
That makes sense.
Of course it does. What other questions do you have? Well, I'll leave it, Raven, or even you, Peryn.
To kind of look at Raven.
Well, I was wondering if you might have access to a book called the Apocrypha.
Apocrypha.
Apocrypha? Sorry.
The Apocrypha of Khellos.
Which version?
Any version. I mean, the most original would be best, but at
we don't have that. We don't have that, but there are plenty of copies that we like while looking into this Seekers business. It turns out that so many years ago there were bunches of these books being made. And so she goes over to like a stack of books that look similar to each other and brings them over. And she's like, this one, and then there's this one here. None of them are full. They're all missing pages and so forth. I don't know if you could even make a full book out of the ones that I have here. And none of them, like, again, like this one has a page 10 and this one has a page 10, and they're totally different from each other. I'm not really sure what they were trying to do with this book per se. I mean, maybe it's more of a novelty thing. I'm not sure. From what I could tell from my perusal of these is that it's full of inaccuracies. And honestly, if I were to perform any of the things that were said to be in these books, I would be probably mortified at the results. But
is there any version that you have that may be close to what
no
the most regular no.
I'm actually a little more curious. There's just a pile of these books, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was my understanding that this book is considered contraband.
Most of the books in this store are considered heretical and contraband. Yes.
Yeah. So you don't have any worry about being caught with them, or?
Did you find this place?
I mean, yes.
Easily?
I'm here. Well, no, not easily, but
yeah, I'm not worried.
No, I mean, you certainly have nothing to fear from us.
How much would a copy be?
Mm-hmm. These?
Yeah.
There's you had words, Peryn? You were going to speak? Did the cat get your tongue?
One moment, I kind of tug at Raven. Like, could you come over for a second? Just 1 second, just for a moment. Okay. Maybe we don't need to have this in our possession.
Why not?
I understand that it's not the complete book, and I don't worry about them being here. But if, say, I don't know, you were caught outside with that book, there might be some issue with that.
So I won't get caught with it.
I fully believe that. I just want to press that just to let you know that, maybe that's the thing. Just wanted to make sure you understood that was.
I'm not going to just carry it around in my pocket every day. Okay.
Well, I don't expect that. I mean, even if you.
It's a very big book. It'd be hard to do.
But I mean, listen. Do you really think that Esten doesn't have books in his library that are just as bad? Truthfully.
I mean, probably. I haven't really looked into the library recently, but he doesn't have that book.
It does not have that book.
By
his own. If you would like to, you could go ahead and roll history.
Yeah, sure.
13.
21.
All right. So 13, yes, Esten definitely has books that are contraband and highly illegal. 21, you definitely can think of a number of books that Esten probably should not have openly, like in the very middle of his study, like pulled out slightly with like the big words on the binding goes like, bad things, should not read, horrible, whatever. That entire household is full of things that would be considered highly heretical to the church. the thinking back on it, the first day you guys arrived, you all saw many boxes and stuff that they came through special shipping in order to get there. And since they've definitely been opened and unloaded and put out or whatever. And you though you don't know all the particulars of every single item that's there, you do know that Vesipon, as a whole, as a country, does not particularly like outside influence, and so most museums and in libraries and so forth don't generally actually contain a whole lot of items from outside of the country unless they've been heavily scrubbed and approved by the church. Yeah. So these books, I mean, it's not like you have the Inquisition coming to your house,
at any given time,
at
like
any
for
given
a party
time.
or anything,
for a party coming up later on this week,
or possible visits with
just random visits. Yeah, true.
just random pop-ins.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing bad could happen, but I just don't think having this one more book with us is really going to be a problem.
Sure.
Well, firstly,
you do hear Ellis say, "This isn't a library, by the way."
Which is why I said how much would be the most full copy you have.
Well, firstly, the book is with you. Secondly, I just wanted to make sure that
why they would never look at your bag for heretical stuff. You're the perfect guy to hold it for us.
You're the mule.
But I'm not. So
you have like a church diplomat pouch,
Yeah. I understand that you are extremely good with keeping secrets, and I fully believe that if anybody was going to be able to get away with this, it would be you. I just want you to understand that this is a potential danger, and as long as you know that that's the case, just make sure that this never happens.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I can't guarantee you nothing's ever going to happen, but that's, again, I think the risk that this adds is negligible.
All right. In that case, I think I see something over on the other side of the store that looks really nice. I've kind of been eyeing it since I came in here. I'm just gonna walk over there, and I'm just gonna go check that out. Excuse me.
So, as a father.
Well, I mean, it's not really so much that any of these one particular. She's kind of like stacking books. She's like, I would recommend all of them, or maybe these 5, and I can sell them for. They're about $1 a piece, I think. So, I mean, if there was the true version, I mean, I wouldn't be able to put a price on it, but
no, I understand. I just want to get an idea of what is in here more than we have at this point. So, and understanding that this is not the real deal, but hopefully I can at least get something out of it. So I'll take the 5 that you're offering me. That's the best ones to start with.
Yes, or I mean, I don't know. These might become quite popular again if there's a resurgence in the.
I'm not going to take more than that. I think 5 is a good number to start with.
I'm just simply saying that. I mean, right now you can get a closer to collection of these books than have been,
like speculating on the Apocrypha here.
I'm just saying this. I mean, it's really only 5 more over here. I mean, it'll get you almost well, not really, but a nearly more complete 2 different versions of the book. If you get these other 5, it's almost like a complete set, except not.
I am going to give her $10 and say, I just need the 5. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. Well, do you want me to hold on to these other 5 then for you, since you've overpaid?
You can hold on to them, but I mean, if you find someone is like going to pay you good for them, take the money.
Oh, well, all right. Is there anything else you were inquiring about?
Well, going back to the Seekers of the Flame, have you heard anything about? I can't think of their name now. Is it the Keepers? Not the Keepers. The
Flame Keepers?
Flame Keepers. Yeah. Have you heard anything about the Flame Keepers? I guess
She didn't correct you. I corrected you. She didn't correct you. So
they're the leaders. As much as we could tell, they're like leaders in the Keepers of the Flame, or the Seekers of the Flame.
They sound like middle management to me. But I know I don't. I mean, that honestly, we didn't delve as deep into their organizational hierarchy or anything like that. So I would say not much information regarding them. Now regarding the event that you're speaking about, that is of great importance to a number of people, probably within the church, not just the Seekers, but even within the associates that I know, we take great effort for this event that is coming up. So,
what are your efforts in work of? Like, what efforts are being made from your part or your associates' part?
Well, there are a number of
Peryn kind of meanders back at this point.
Old magics, rituals, blessings, and so forth that are performed during this time. So there are different ebbs and flows during this period of time. So usually the event starts with a very spike of magic, if you want to use that, or mystical power, or resurgence of magic. But then after a little while, it ebbs away, and then there's I would say smaller spikes until a grand crescendo, if you will, of magic. And so the thing is that even if one is is well studied in the stars and the alignment of such things, it is still not predictable enough. And so that's what makes this event semi troublesome. Historically, most people have been off by even sometimes days, sometimes minutes, and the results because of such things have ended in stories.
Is there anything you or your associates need that I could possibly help with?
She looks. She's like, don't. Regarding this, don't think your skills are exactly in alignment with what's involved for those things, but definitely be kept in mind. The thing I think that comes the most is that there are certain individuals that I associate with who, during these times, we get a better idea of the ebb and flow of the events based off of how easily we are able to commune with certain entities. So that actually is the same for the church, I would believe. The thing is that I don't believe that, again, when there are groups like the Seekers who seem to be misinformed about certain things, I do not believe that they seek out the correct information or the correct signs, if you will, and instead they tend to gravitate to their own beliefs or things that make sense to them. So I think, and I could tell from the writings that this is very prevalent, right? That the when and how they want things to be, they will justify it in their writings, and if things aren't lining up, they'll correct their writings to fit better with the paradigm in which they are thinking in the direction that it's going. And it's always easier to justify your beliefs, especially when you write them. So
yeah, as far as the translations from the books, it seems like they're playing a game of Drunken Raven, where they're sending out messages, but the messages are getting mixed up and garbled, and each person that hears it writes something down differently.
yes, and it's, I mean, that's just the nature of also being very compartmentalized and being, I mean, in this environment, it's very understandable to be that way. I think actually there's more of a danger when you write things down, especially when you write things down in a protective way, than it is to be more oral and story narrative driven as an organization. You might find slight variances in the oral tradition, but in general, actually, people, the variance actually doesn't happen quite as much as it does when you are writing in a way to obscure, because you assume the next person who's going to pick up the writing will understand that obscurity, whereas the storytelling, when done in a more precision basis, tends to pass on the knowledge a little bit better.
Yeah, but if you're not trying to obscure it, if you're trying to codify it, then it leaves little room for error.
No, but the thing is that in an environment like this, where people are constantly watching and you're trying to protect yourself, people tend to write in code, not codification like you're talking about, but in a way that obscures what's being read, so that the people with prying eyes are not able to interpret it correctly. It's misinformation indirectly because of protection.
We all have secrets, so I can understand that. But I'm curious. You said that you meet with other people that have a better understanding, that to gain a better understanding of the events. Was that what you said?
Say that one more time.
You said that you have a group of people that you meet with, or associates of yours, who have a better to you meet with them to get a better understanding of, or more clarity on, events like this astrological event that's happening. That
No, that's not what I said. But what I do, I mean, I do have associates who understand these things better because they're more involved in this in these things. Some not too dissimilar to you.
Well, I'd actually like to have a better understanding of what's going on.
I'm sure you would. I think that would take an entire breakdown of your entire, like, the foundations of your beliefs. I mean, you could do it from an academic standpoint for sure. But
well, I mean, that's.
But I feel that there.
Try.
Yeah, but I feel like there are just limitations to what you could be exposed to, without it being jarring and perhaps influential on one's entire being.
Well, I've seen and been exposed to many things in the past few weeks, at least, that have definitely challenged my beliefs or my thoughts, but faith still allows me to move forward. If faith isn't challenged at times, then what good is it? What does what purpose does it serve?
I'm not actually sure what purpose it does serve at all. But what I'm saying is that your faith would utterly be removed and destroyed.
Mm. Well,
And you're
perhaps
walking a certain path, and that's perfectly fine. Many people do. I don't begrudge anyone to. But what you're asking, I mean, I guess you could speak to them philosophically. I mean, they will be. I mean, they will be attending. Some of them will be attending your soiree. So I
Oh,
guess it could prove interesting. But yeah.
well, I would endeavor to find out who these individuals are and hopefully discuss things with them. If the situation still requires it at that point.
Be careful. Well, in a week's time, this event will not happen.
Things happen
It is
fast in Soreta. I don't know.
no. This is the the celestial events and everything that is going on is quite a number of weeks, if not months away. This is only the beginning of the pattern of such things. So, yeah, I would not foresee the soiree, the upcoming soiree, to be the crescendo of astrological events. If anything, it would be not even a spike, I would say, in the. It seems that your patron has purposely chosen a day that is not of astrological and astronomical significance.
Has he?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Not too much of a surprise.
Yeah, I guess I would keep in line with his plans. Apparently, he's just as captivated by the astrological events that as some of the others are.
Of course, he's chosen a null point, it seems, in the in what is going on. I think he's looking for more mundane interactions at the at his soiree.
Hopefully, we'll get a break then.
Oh, I would not think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be too much to hope for.
I would be more concerned with the return of the curse.
Do you know anything about that?
Well, yes, as I spoke to Ignatus about, the curse is still a very real threat to you all.
Anything in particular I should be watching out for?
The unusual, the usual, I mean, curses tend to have patterns to them, so.
So these curses, this curse,
there are many curses.
Yes, but with curses, they're usually, in my understanding, things that were placed on the cursed for reasons, either by like angering the gods or creating or doing something that would offend them in some way.
Well, curses are not just God bound. I mean, there are mortals who can place curses on other individuals. Those are usually easily broken, though, if one knows the methods. Though in times past, people did not always know the methods, so it was easy for those that were mystically inclined to curse people individually. However, curses of the gods are much harder to break and remove. And so, but they could be an offense. They could be because of breaking one's vows to the gods if one promised or dedicated themselves to something and didn't follow through. Could be generally they're not. Curses tend to not be on whims. The gods are not, except in these rare moments of astrological events, are not usually within close purview of mortals to enact curses upon them. Usually, it is the act of mortals to contact or gain favor from the gods that cause these things to happen as repercussions. Sometimes a failed ritual or communion with the gods can cause a curse if one does not practice the old magics correctly. So rituals are old magics, ways, right, written down to form and performed. Those who are not mystically inclined are it's almost impossible for them to perform such things. But even those that are mystically inclined may not actually properly perform these rituals, especially if they're not in alignment with the magics that are written about.
Or perhaps if they're getting incomplete playbook for those rituals.
Well, very much so in that case. But I mean, that's a case of where the ritual itself is profane and the individuals but in alignment with the right magics, right? So it's the right belief system, doing the right things, but the process and the order in which things were done are being misaligned. Again, mostly because there are people who believe it's been so long since magic has been at its highest. It was before the War of the Gods. These things were practiced very often, and then after the War of the Gods, whether because of removing information from the world, keeping things controlled, and so forth, those things have been kind of forgotten. The thing is that occasionally people learn about such things, thinking that it's a simple act to do, and not realizing that it's much more difficult than to just simply read some words off of a scroll. She points over to a wall of dusty scrolls and so forth. She's like, there are many things over there to certain practitioners would be quite useful. There are those, though, if you were to pick them up and read them, you would not be able to use any of the things within them because they are not in alignment to you. So this world is it's not simply a matter of, I find this ancient document and it glistens with magical power and I read the words and a certain thing happens. One must be of a certain attunement to kind of be able to use those things. And I would say that each individual in this world finds their own path, and how they are aligned to that path, if they are mystically inclined, could then use certain items and so forth out there.
And if I may ask, how did you discover your path?
You've mistaken. I am not on a path. I am a purveyor of curiosities and items. I'm able to identify certain things because I understand their makeup and their nature and everything like that. But I'm not one of the mystic ways.
But you can use the items of the mystic ways.
No. I mean, there are many items that are mystical, and I am in possession of many of them, but does not mean that I could use them per se. I just understand them. There's academic knowledge, and then there is practical knowledge. I have academic knowledge, and I would say that my beliefs attune me in certain ways to certain things more so than others. So again, what one believes can have merit on what one can use and do in this world. But I would say that if I were to give particular item to another member of my associates, they may not be able to use it, but just because they don't have the mystical inclination towards it. But then there are other items that are just simply attuned because of one's beliefs, and then they could share in its usage. The church has many items like this that would be totally useless to my associates, but are, when wielded by someone with that belief, quite prolific.
Do you have anything in the store that might be useful to me?
At this moment, no. That was not what I was. The store provides. The store provides when aware of the needs of the people coming. I was, again, when Peryn said that he had questions, personal questions. So far, I have not found any of the questions to be that personal.
Good.
Then that's why I was prepared for another set of questions. So yeah.
Yeah, some people are very private when it comes to the paths that they take or what they feel close to. That's why I kind of prefaced it like that. And again, you said, like I said, I was mistaken, and I apologize for assuming that was the case.
Well, you know what they say: when one assumes, they make an ass out of you and Uma Thurman. So.
That's what they say.
I don't know this Uma Thurman, but I'm sure they're nice.
Yes. Anything else I can help you with?
Raven? Actually,
he does it a lot, doesn't
he? The remaining books. How much for those?
Oh, they've already been paid for.
Like all of the books have been paid for?
Yes, but Raven's only taking half of them.
Do you want me to take all of them? I'll take all of them if you think that's a good idea.
Well, I mean, I have full faith in you that you'll be able to secret these away and not get caught.
So you didn't want me to buy one, but now you want me to take 10. All right, we'll do it.
And look, this was your idea to get these. So I feel like leaving half the books here just wouldn't be as beneficial.
It was her idea to get one. Then she got sold into 5. Hey, there's 10 available. Now
now just take.
No, I'm saying if you want the other 5, then
exponentially this is growing.
Don't tell anybody that I did.
Can you find more? Can I get 100 copies? Yeah, got them in the back.
I'm not paying for 100 copies. I offered to pay for 5, but you've already paid for them. So
all right, I'll take all 10. Don't be surprised when one turns up in your bedroom.
I will never see it.
It's true. He won't be looking for it. He'll never find it.
Nope.
It'll be right under his pillow.
Nope. No, it won't. No, it won't. It will not.
His lumpy pillow. He already has the lumpiest pillow in the house, so it just doesn't matter. So she goes, do you want those gift wrapped, or how would you like that?
That wrapped would probably be good.
Yeah, let's throw something on top of that.
Yeah, she grabs some gray butcher paper and wraps it up with some twine. Yeah, so
that works.
There you and wishes you a good day. Should you have any other questions or inquiries, of course, her store is open during normal business hours. Obviously, it seems 7 days a week, so feel free to pop in should you require anything else. Otherwise, she says she looks forward to seeing you at the soiree.
Look forward to seeing you also.
It was a pleasure.
Anything else?
Oh,
any other checks or things? Or see, he does his blood, doesn't he?
Do you have any? Do you have any books about the organizations of or the hierarchy of how secret societies work or cults work? Like you say, hey, this is usually how this works.
No.
Okay, just thought I'd try.
Yeah, that's not our typical fair books in here. But all right.
No treatises or anything like that, or
they have nothing on how cults work.
Okay, not at all. Nothing about the cults at all.
No, the cults. No, like she's like no, not really.
Okay, all right. Well, just thought I'd try.
That's all right. Yeah. So she sends you on your way, and you all meet up with Hans. Put the books, I guess, in the back of the truck. And
don't open these; just put them in the book.
I don't read books. And he had all back. So with that, we'll take a quick intermission, and be back in 5 minutes. So 10 minutes past the hour. So please listen to these sweet, sweet tunes, and we'll be back. And we're back. And you are joining us, and you aren't already following us, subscribing, and everything else. Please do, because it helps, makes us feel good, and warm, and snuggly when we see you like us. You really, really like us. Share it with your friends. That stuff. And you get alerted whenever we're doing this. Yeah. Anyway, we're back. It's Sunday afternoon. Peryn and Raven have made their way back from the curiosity shop with a bounty full of partial books. So you get back to the estate. Unless was there anywhere particularly you wanted to go back to the estate? Was there anywhere else you wanted to go in particular? I thought some people had mentioned maybe speaking with Esten and checking in on him on a Sunday afternoon. So that is there. You could go hit up some of the local churches still.
Yeah,
but,
I kind of thought of just kind of start like doing a little stakeout since I was familiar with the churches, to see if I saw anything unusual there. But I figured if that would be, I don't know if this would be the time to do it.
So just off of from what you gathered last week, which was last night. Yeah. So what you gathered last night regarding the organization and stuff like that, it's not. It seems that they don't tend to pick times when the church is super busy. The churches are super busy, right? That actually goes counter to what they would do, right? So staking out during like whenever an event was busy wouldn't be the best thing to do. The problem also then is like, okay, fine, they do it during downtimes of the church, but then figuring out exactly when the best downtime isn't necessarily so. You could, but you get the feeling like Sunday does tend to be, even though it's not like necessarily the high religious days or whatever per se, it's still a busy enough day that because it is a weekend and people do work.
Every day is a holy day. So
every day is a holy day, but at the same time, because it's Sunday and people aren't working, they do make their way to the church. Pretty regularly on that day. So, but not necessarily would say that would be your best usage of time. There. Yeah. Well, you did find maybe handy, and again, Sunday's not the day for it, but maybe during one of these, going to some of these events that tend to happen at the churches, right? Or grief counseling, or different little gatherings that happen for different types of people, especially people that made that list of easy targets for recruitment. Vulnerable. Those would probably be the better thing. You might want to just pose and show up for some of these events, and give people hugs and stuff like that. And
I figured I could do maybe like a history check at some point and or something like that to see when would be the best time to do that. But I mean, that doesn't have to be like right now.
Yeah, well, it not today.
Yeah,
I'll give you a free history check on that one, and then you could do a history check to figure out like when would be the best days. But during those days actually tend to be during the week and in the evenings, right? And again, those tend to be on days that aren't like big religious events, right? So if there's a sermon or whatever, if it's a Wednesday evening, it tends to be a sermon on Wednesday evening. Well, that's not when the groups tend to gather, right? Like they tend to do the days that the churches have space available to them. And then again, remembering that the locations that they picked, they tend not to pick any of the churches that have heavy Inquisition.
Traffic. Yeah.
Not traffic. Inquisition stationed at those churches, right?
Yeah.
So not every church does have a heavy Inquisition presence, right? Like there's just lots of churches that just don't, or whatever, right? But I mean, one of them that does not is your temple. So that's a one place you could start. And then there's again, you saw the map. There's bunches of other churches. It's just all of them don't tend to be the ones that have Inquisition presence. So yeah. But what would you? But in light of that, not being able to do that, what would you like to do instead? Speak with Esten. What's that? Or like I don't. Again,
I mean, if you have another idea, or are we just gonna go talk to your granddad?
Yeah, I mean, outside of going to work or something like that, it's like, you know.
I mean, if that's what Raven wants to do, you could go do work stuff. I mean, that's fine. And we can do roles for your stuff for that. And then Peryn, if you want to pursue something else, that's fine too. Or depending. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I can do something. I can like. Oh, good.
Oh, sorry. Do I get a new personal project?
You do that as you finish. You can pick a new personal project for what would you like to do. I don't know if you have any ideas for that.
I'd have to think a little bit, but I was wondering about that.
Yeah, you do. You do get to pick up a new personal project. Yep, because you completed the Black Archive.
Well, if Raven's gonna do work, then I can work on my personal project, which is trying to do a sermon at.
Okay. So neither of those are going to actually take up much time. So I'm going to actually ask you all to maybe. Normally, when there's 20 of y'all here,
we can get through like 5 days. Come on.
But I'm just saying, like, you do my thing, Raven does her thing, and then we both go to talk to Esten after. Or we just talk to Esten and we just
let's talk to Esten then, because like all right, that's fine. So it's like I'm gonna go do this other thing, which takes no time.
It was not my idea.
So.
I mean, is there somebody I can get in combat with? You know,
combat with? You can punch Peryn right now.
No.
Do it. Yeah. So you get back to the house. Esten is about somewhere. It's Sunday afternoon, so yeah, he's probably in his office, just taking care of things, and so, and he's yes.
Raven had something that they wanted to talk to you about.
It was your idea to talk to Grandpa. What are you talking about?
So, your grandfather.
No questions. Well then, carry on your day. Have a good one. It's a game of a waste of a Sunday afternoon, but whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So Esten, so we did a little bit more digging with the Seekers, and
of course you did. Yes, and
I was wondering, what can you tell us about the Unturning?
Well, I mean, I'm familiar with the Unturning. I don't like that name, but it's not a name that I would use for the event, but I don't really have a name for the event either, so we'll go with the Unturning. It uncharacteristically though, this group, I mean, it's a term that's used within the church as a whole, not just this the Seekers group, it seems. I didn't actually know that the Seekers had an association with it, but I have heard the term.
It seems like no one else wants to name it. Everyone else says the same thing. Well,
no, because
there's that.
Well, no, it's just because there's so many different astrological events that go on. We don't name. I mean, there's so many. We don't name them all. Like, I mean, I guess we name a few of them, right? Like based off like the things that happen on the regular, right? Like harvest and a time for, and then like the darkest nights and then like the brightest day and everything like that. Like we have those, but those are common things, right? The less common that just kind of just happen every 100 or 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 years or whatever. We don't really track on the regular, if you will.
Would Peryn have actually heard of the Unturning if that's the case? I'd assume that I hadn't.
Roll a religion check.
Well, that'll guarantee that I don't hear it.
It's not roll at disadvantage. It's just roll the.
Yeah. 24.
24. Yeah, it's obscure. It's not like a regular term within it. It's a term that, like, you, and thinking on it, you go, oh yeah, one time I think I read a thing about, I remember the Unturning, but you have no association, even at the 24 or whatever, like no association of like that being a regular thing. In fact, and only upon hearing Esten say like that's a term that the church uses for it, it's a very obscure like reference point to events maybe that happen irregularly. You would say that it's not something that, when he says it's just something the church uses, what you know that it's more something that like
What?
groups within the church use,
Yeah.
but not the church uses, right? Like this is not like a high holy day or even an event per se. That this is something that's more obscure, something like certain saints, like, in give a more modern term, like certain saints having a spiritual awakening or whatever, right, would be like, oh, that happened on that day. Now if you were well versed in the mystical practices of particular people and research that, oh, there was that long night of the soul kind of thing, right? Boom. But it's not like if you read the canonical texts of the Church of Astra, this is not something that's in the book, right?
Yeah.
Like it's something you'd find in an Apocrypha, maybe, or or some side texts that that's written about.
So you said you don't like that term. What is it that's offensive to you, aside from the fact that it's of the church, apparently?
Well, I think it's more of the reference. So the Unturning makes it sound like it goes against the, like, well, we have Turnstone, right? And Turnstone has many mystical things to it. And there are lots of theories on why or how or what causes the stone to turn and do what it does. It's Solargium to be Solargium. Now it is believed that this did not come into existence until after the War of the Gods and the banishment of the goddess of darkness in the world. Unturning kind of makes it sound like it nullifies the effects of Turnstone, and so but that, from what I've seen, is actually not the case, right? It is more of a nullification of the connection of the gods to the world itself, or could be, right? So could also be used to magnify the connection of the gods to the world. Everything that I've learned points to no one has quite gotten it right yet, or at least not in modern times. Again, but I don't believe that this. One thing I can say is I do not believe this astrological event existed previous to the War of the Gods.
Why would the church refer to it as an unturning if it was something that would break the connection?
Well, I don't believe they believe it. I don't believe they believe it to break. They believe it to break the connection to the gods. I believe that they would use it to break, if anything, to break connection, if there is any connection to the dark goddess. But they would use it to amplify the powers of the gods and their connection to the world. Main reason I don't like that term is I don't think anybody really understands what the fuck it means. So it's a very vague term that's obviously been lost and misused over the years. And again, most people around the world don't actually use that term for this. They have other stories and things that go along with the events that occur to this. Seems to be rooted more in the local. I wouldn't even say local. It's more regional. To Vesipon.
But so this does fall in line with what you've been researching, essentially. Is that correct?
No, yes, and
the events, not the timing.
No, yes, so I have been studying an astrological event that is going on. It seems that there are some who believe that this unturning you speak of coincides around the same events or whatever. The problem being is that my records, other people's records, the records of the church that I have been able to see and find or whatever, they don't line up 100% accurately. The thing is that there is many irregularities in the in the studies and notes that have been taken of this as there is regularities. We know this event occurs every so often. We believe it happens around a certain amount of time, and we believe that during these events there are differently ebbs and flows of magic that goes on, and that has to do with the stars, the planets, the whatever. But our planets and stars are not on as regular a course as some would believe them to be. There's enough. There's something, some things, there's influences in the universe that seem to not make it does not as regular as our clockwork runs. It does not seem to work as regular as that. So, I would say this: you would not set your watch to the events accurately, and there's no way to accurately do it because there are obviously things that influence or move these celestial bodies that cause it to be imperfect calculations. Now, whether that is the gods themselves, as some would believe, or something else, that is, as we say, above my pay grade. I am merely an old man with old man ambitions.
You've hinted a little bit at your ambitions. They don't seem like they're standard old man ambitions.
Well, most people don't live to be an old man in these worlds. So
that's true.
Yes.
I mean, we've come fairly close, so
to not living.
Yes. To not living, yes.
Yes, I understand. To unaliving, as you will.
Yes. I think that's what the kids call it at this point.
I do believe so for censorship reasons.
Well, I mean, the church does what it can to censor.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But what is it exactly you wish to know? I mean, like, yes. So I've come back to Soreta, and Vesipon because I believe that during this period of time, for whatever reasons beyond my true purview, that there are workings that can be done that can influence the power of the gods on this world. That I'm freely admitting.
I remember you mentioning that before.
To what end, and whether or not I get my calculations correct, and to whether or not I actually pursue this is still dependent. I mean, I do understand enough about the workings that I do that if I were to get things wrong, that there could be catastrophic results to such things. But because I'm aware of that, I also am aware of how far I can go before I either continue or stop the process of such workings. But that's still many weeks, if not months away. Again, the thing I will say about this event is that it becomes more clear when it can happen or will happen as you get closer to the event, and then the window becomes a little bit more obvious. to you. However, because of the irregularities and not knowing the celestial bodies and how they may suddenly shift for one reason or another, which may very well be a defense mechanism of the gods themselves. So
how catastrophic? And I say that because you're one person trying to do something during this event, but we know there's a lot of people trying to do something.
Oh, quite catastrophic. Quite catastrophic. Yes. Like, flooding, earthquakes, celestial bodies crashing upon this celestial body, like the
extinction event.
Oh, definitely an extinction level event. Multiple extinction level events, possibly. Like, no. Could be a shifting, if you will, if you believe in such things, of one reality to another. It could be a thinning of a veil that allows other beings from other worlds to come through and crash upon. Now, the good news is this: the government is here to protect you. So there's a reason why when you walk out on the street, you don't see magical phenomena happening on the regular. Overtly doing such things have been oppressed and suppressed for years. And there are organizations, church, the government, and so forth, that will come and find you, strike you down with great vengeance, and make sure that you never do these things again. So the good news is the number of people, while there are multiple people doing these things in the world, the number of people who can do these things in the world is quite low because of suppression, oppression, striking down with great vengeance. So you do not see people casually doing great works openly in public as well, right? For this reason. One, because most people don't believe it. And they've been taught not to believe it. So therefore, their minds easily suppress that thing. Partly because the gods may be working to also keep the minds of people in a certain status quo. But mostly because the government and the church actively pursue and strike down with great vengeance those who openly use magics in such ways. Yes. So when people say there's a great conspiracy, there is a great conspiracy at hand to suppress these things in the world.
So a little bit of a different route. What are you trying to do during this event? Like, what is your goal? If you could like just figure it out, what would you be trying to do?
Break the very hold of the gods on mortal minds.
Yes. I recall that being part of the conversation.
Yes, of course. See, I'm very open about it. I've already said it once, now twice.
I have a question for you. If these bonds are broken, what happens to the vessels that are currently being held by the gods, or being touched by the gods?
Free of their touch.
And their physical bodies, what happens to them?
I don't know, Peryn. Has this ever been done before?
I'm probably not successfully. My thoughts are for the unchosen, poor individuals who seemingly had part of them taken from them.
I cannot say whether or not they will be returned to their former state. That is, that could be done afterwards. That is more great magics. But I would say this: if one is able to remove the hold that the gods have on this world and the touch, then in theory, other great magics could then be performed with less worry of scrutiny and suppression.
So would that be like a world without gods?
Potentially.
And see, this is where I think you may be
Would it-
mistaken.
Would it be in color?
Potentially.
Now you're just talking fantasy.
Wow.
It could remove the curse. Who knows? I mean, that's a greater curse.
Look, I understand to a degree your thoughts on the church and the gods themselves. And I don't share them with you, obviously. But when I was able to touch the minds of those individuals who in the sanitarium, and I felt that loss and that far distant connection that they had, it struck me. And I don't want that to happen to others. And if anything else, those people, I guess the freedom that you speak of, maybe that freedom isn't as bad as some people could consider, considering the alternative.
It's true. And this would remove that issue.
Right, but it could also mean that nobody else has to get put through that.
100%. It would also mean that as well. It would fix and prevent.
But your thought is that it would happen to all. So the gods would just be cut off from the world.
Well, they would be. I will say this. From what I have seen, the gods' power, influence on this world has ebbed and flowed, much like astrological events, over for centuries. And so it may only be a temporary fix, but it would be a fix that, with proper preparation, should they return, and I think they would, because there will always be those that are misguided and who reach out for power from these individuals. That is really how they came into this world in the first place. That there will be those that are misguided and will continue to pursue those things. Much like, I won't say misguided, but there are those who still hold on to other beliefs, whether or not the what they believe is and who they believe in is still what they believe. Things will change, right? Can change and be whatever. But this working will at least be to mortals almost a permanent fix. To the gods, a temporary one, right? We are not immortal. We live finite lives. We have only so much time. But it would be generations before their influence would probably be felt again, to the magnitudes that it is now.
And in those generations, without the gods, I fear that there would be nothing but chaos and ruin.
How so?
Like
Without the gods'
generations,
influence,
like the generations with the gods' influence aren't chaos.
well, it's not chaos. It's not the best, I would admit, but it's not chaos.
But I think you are seeing this through the lens of a singular country. If you go to other parts of the world where they do not believe, there are very different livelihoods that are still livelihoods that don't have the touch or the oppression or presence of the gods. Any of them. there are parts of the world that don't believe in any of the ways that once the War of the Gods happened and the one was banished and the other's influence was only through the church, and the church is only kind of felt in, it's not only felt in Westmont. There are other branches of the church around the world, but there are parts of the world that have no influence of it whatsoever, and they live just fine. Differently, maybe not as industrial, perhaps, maybe not as affluent, if you will, but we will only see that from our lens, right? We believe that because we experience what we experience. But if you live with those people and travel and see those people, and some of you have to a degree, usually from a military standpoint, yes. So that's obscured through different lens. But when you live and work and like love amongst these people, and you experience it, and you don't bring your own baggage, if you will, with you, these people are quite happy the way they live. They don't need the industrialization of things. They don't need those influences. So,
but you say that they're not influenced, even if they don't recognize that they are.
But they're not. You're only influenced by the gods if you let them in, if you will.
I'll defer to your experience in other places, and you're right. I did, in my time in the military, spend time in Kagoa, and I saw some of the people there. And yes, we didn't see a lot of them, but they seemed to be living a nice, simple life at times when there weren't bombs going off and exploding and blowing those areas up.
Exactly. Right. So
imagine if we weren't sending out all those bombs.
Then many people wouldn't have to die.
Yeah.
Not just the people who've rejected the gods, but those who were faithful.
Is there a difference between rejecting and just not believing? Like,
not accepting.
Because you use those words like
not accepting the gods, and maybe that was me misspeaking, but
there are options, is all I'm saying.
Some of us are not able to accept these options, but
fair enough.
But like you said, they're options.
Yeah. And there will be other great workings. Raven, you what other could? Yes, there will be other workings, because there are other individuals that are probably at play at the same time. Again, I don't know what occurred the last time. Well, I have inklings of ideas of things that have been done the last time regarding this, but I am sure that there are those amongst the church who are doing certain things with potential vessels and so forth. I believe there will probably even be those amongst the other beliefs in this world who will also be doing similar things, because again, this is a time of rare opportunity to have influence on the world, the universe, as we will. So great things would be afoot. I'm willing to guess that there are people at different levels of the government, the church, other countries, and so forth, who are aware of what is going on in the world, and they will, of course, have some influence on these things as well. I have the privilege of being knowledgeable and wealthy and of influence, and so that I can pursue my my workings on my own, but there are others that require probably great resources and may even not even know exactly what they are pursuing because of those influences. So
not to change the subject too much, but
change it every way you wish.
when Raven and I were out earlier, we spoke to somebody on the topic of curses. And how long has the curse befallen the Skye household?
I believe that the curse originated with my parents. And I believe that the curse has that my generation, myself, my brother, and my sister were the start of the curse. Though I feel that my parents befell the curse as well at some point. But I believe that it began with my parents. To what extent, to how and why, I do not know. But I do believe that. I do not believe that it is as old as the Skye family's name and so forth. Like that is not it. I believe that there were certain machinations to which I am still unsure of that were involved that caused said curse. Now, still not. While I am 100% sure it is a curse, I'm still not sure what exactly the full extent of the curse is. And so it would be foolhardy of me to say that I know it's the specifications of the curse. I have tried multiple ways to remove the curse through the methods and means that I know. And so far they've all been unsuccessful. So the one thing I am hoping with the upcoming astrological event, though I don't feel that is not sole purpose of my workings, but in doing the working that I do, that this will also in turn remove the curse, as the gods will no longer have influence upon the world, and if it is thus a curse from the gods, then it will be removed, as will be all their influence.
So, have you studied the curse or curses in general fairly extensively?
Bits and bobs of it, yes.
And had you heard that individuals can also cause curses as well?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What happens to the curse if that individual were to die? Would that
it
curse
still
continue?
exists.
Or
Yes, it will continue. Yes. It's a magical working on that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. If they were to die, then the curse would end. But also, if it was a individual curse, then the workings that I've already done would have removed it. And there are a number of mid to higher level of workings that can be used to create and remove such things. Those I've practiced already. So those are all within the purview of the works that I do.
Yeah, so based on that, you're almost certain that this is curse of the gods.
Of a god, yes. Nature. A celestial nature, yes. It is above and beyond the mortal cursing.
Was there any type of bond or oath that maybe your parents made that was not upheld?
That I am not aware. That is something that I continue to look into more and more. But from what I've seen, I've not found any evidence to that yet.
Well, If anybody can find that information out, I'm sure it would be you and your great library.
Oh no, this library is tapped at this point to such things. I continue now to pursue other matters. I have a number of inquiries to experts throughout around the globe on the matters. There are also a few experts within the city that I'm still waiting for a response from. So you'd be amazed at what they teach at universities these days.
I probably would be quite surprised.
There's a number of strange electives that somehow keep getting put into the course books to be chosen from. So yeah. It's amazing you put religion, REL before something, or philosophy, PHI in front of something. You put a 400 and whatever, and you can study just about anything these days. So.
Oh, speaking of studying things, we may have a gift for you.
I like gifts.
Raven, you made some purchases earlier. Is there anything that you'd perhaps like to offer?
Slush fund gifts. What is this?
Why would you do this? This is not a gift for him. Why would you?
I mean, surely you could spare one of them.
You got multiple copies? Is this was there a book signing or something going on? Was
Well, we're hoping to get them signed, yes, but unfortunately, we just came across some very old books. Probably about 30 years old. I think is that antique books? I guess.
I don't even know. Were they antique? I just thought they were copies.
At 30 years, it's not really an antique.
Yeah. We found some most likely not accurate copies.
Well, now I'm even more intrigued. Propaganda is this?
Oh no, that's something else. The propaganda. We got some of that if you want it though, but it's like a pamphlet.
I unwrapped a pile and I show him one of the books.
Oh, what is this? It's the Apocrypha of Khellos. Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
This book could get us killed, except not this one, because this is not the actual one.
Yes.
Nor is this one. Nor is this one. So, I mean, fascinating. I mean, we could put one in all the bathrooms if you want.
Some of the pages are missing, so I don't know that they'd be as useful.
Do you know what is in the original?
Huh? Well, no, I just know how to identify a forgery.
We know these are forgeries, but
not forgery. I mean, it's.
I thought they might be useful to get an idea.
Sure, they're good intention. Oh no! I think I think if you spend enough time looking at page to page or whatever, and you'll get an inkling of at least the misdirection of whether. The thing is that none of these. I mean, these are fine. They're fine for studying and understanding who you're pursuing, right?
That's it. That is the only thing I wanted to look at it for.
And that is fine. But if you're actually looking to understand like the proper what they should be doing, it's not this.
I'm hoping to get an idea of what we should be looking for when looking for them, basically.
Of course, I understand. Yes. Well, no, then in that case, these would be great. I would still recommend just putting a couple in the bathrooms just for light reading. That's the next to the little cartoon books I get in there to keep you entertained.
We can make sure that
cat that really hates Mondays. What? No, what?
We can make sure that we get one to Ferranc. He was desperately looking for one of these. So, I mean,
yes, of course,
the bigger one, but we could always put one in his room.
Do you think we could make some copies and give them away as a party favor at the soiree?
Well, we almost have enough. You probably might want to inquire back where you got these to see if there's more, and you could give them away as It's you hear that this is all the rage right now in Soreta. Everyone wants to be.
Perhaps put them in some type of bag with a nice name nice little nickname, like a
Well,
I don't know.
a name. We could put little card on it. We put some other items in there, right? Like some parfums.
Maybe some of
yeah.
the
Poopery. What? No.
maybe some of those tots. A nice like a little collection of little bag of tots in there too.
I think that, to be honest, it'll get a little messy. And you don't want to ruin the
books.
authenticity of the books and everything like that. Tots are greasy. I hate to say it, but
a little bit.
That's why they taste so good. But
that's why they taste so good.
That's why they don't go in a bag with books.
That's why they don't go in a bag with books. That's why they go in a trough. A waxed cardboard trough. So yes. I mean, but I do think the idea of a gift bag is actually fascinating, and I think we do need to look into this. I think perhaps this week we should hit up a number of different shops within the city and see what kind of items we can gather to give away as grab bags, as for attending the soiree. I think that will leave a very, very nice impression upon our guests.
You may be correct.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
I do take one of the books with the intention of putting it in Farrank's room.
Oh, I thought you were going to read it.
No, well, I mean, eventually, yes, but
I take one of the books with the intention of putting it in Peryn's room.
Peryn's room? Yeah.
I'll just put it in the library. It's fine.
Everyone gets a copy. Well, we could. I mean, the library is now functional downstairs, so yes. you definitely have this. You can make a shelf of all of these, and then
these are going into the library. I mean, again,
into the special like the like forbidden section with like a little lock and a chain, but it doesn't actually stop you from getting to the section. It just says you're restricted.
And then we'll just tell Farrank they're in the library.
In the restricted section. I definitely think we should have a very large sign that says restricted. And that way, when we give the tour of the house during the soiree, we can and over there is our restricted area of books. And then, see who's like, ooh, check that out.
Actually, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad. Of course, I imagine that the Inquisition would be there.
I would imagine they would be one of the people too.
I'm interested in finding it out.
I have a few other bets on who else would go.
Yeah,
over there,
no, probably some other people, I'm sure. But.
Yes. I believe there's a little handsy individual from the Court of Rats that will be making her appearance back in the in the house. So, maybe leave out a mousetrap or two in the books. Definitely. Anything else I can answer these your two inquisitive minds?
Would say this was rather enlightening, and I appreciate you taking the time out to speak with me or us.
Of course. Well, I usually don't do much else during the day. I kind of just sit here and go, I wonder if anybody's going to come by and ask me a question, and then you don't, and then I go
wait
about
20 minutes to see if somebody comes through the door, and then if nobody comes through, then guess my day is open.
Missed out on office hours. Yes, it's 100% true. That's how we do it. Yeah. All right then. Well, if that is all, I'll let you all get to the rest of your business. I wonder where the family has gone off to. But we'll see. And with that, the office, we fade to black and we say adieu to Sunday afternoon, and we will pick up next week, possibly seeing what the other folks were doing during their time Saturday morning or Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon, but probably not. We'll probably just move on to Sunday evening, but we'll see. So let's see though who did join us this week before we head off. So tell us who you is and where you can be found on the interwebs if that is a thing that you do. So first up is Mandy.
I am Raven. I play I am Mandy. I play Raven.
What are those two things?
Let's get this right. And you can find me here on Tuesday nights.
All right. And sorry, there was a thing.
It was like all the quietness.
I know. I stopped for a second. It's way early in the morning for me. And Winston.
I'm Winston. I've got a webcomic called The Subconscious Eye at subconsciouseye.com. And
It's true.
you can I can usually be found on my socials, which Instagram at Subconscious Eye Studios, and Facebook and other places under Subconscious Eye.
100%. Quick shout out to the folks behind the scenes that keep everything going. Game design and writing, Stephen Cheney and Brandon Stoddard. Draw design and additional writing, Rabbit Stoddard. Character art, Adam Schubert. Churro art, Luan Zara. And UI and graphic art, Flor Sirotino of the Wanderer's Tome. Regarding the tarot art, if you're into tarot art and you want to check out what we're doing with our tarot deck, Instagram, Play One Studios, you will see lots of, actually it's like almost all our socials have postings of this art, but every day we're dropping another card. So we're like 4 cards in of the Major Arcana right now. So go check that out if you like tarot art. And if you're super interested, you can pre-order the tarot deck now. I'm Christopher Mifsud. I've been your game master and host for the evening. You can find me on the interwebs at the Magical Mr. Mifsud, Playing Word Studios, and Press Start Leadership, but most importantly, Playing Word Studios. So that's where we put the stuffs. Yeah, we'll see you next week, Tuesday. This time in the shadows. I'm tired. Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.